Hello, everybody. Welcome to what we're expecting to be the finale of Daggerheart to Broken Spine. That might be because we party wipe in the first 15 minutes. You never know. Or we might wrap it up. If we don't wrap it up, well, it'll be next month before we get to come back because we have other things going on the channel, including a bunch of fundraising for Mental Health Awareness Month starting tomorrow. But we'll get back to that later in the episode. For now, let's do a round of introductions. Ryan, why don't you go ahead and start us off? Hi, I'm Ryan, and I'm playing Nyx. And you can't see me because I am doing other things. So Carly's going to take care of my character tonight. Awesome. Who would you like to pass it off to? Well, let's hand it off to Carly.
Hi, I'm Carly. You can find me at Carly Steichen. I'm playing everyone except for the players' characters. Although I am playing a player character tonight. I'll be probably killing Nyx, on both sides. So that's fine. And
What? I mean, Living Shield, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
It's totally fine. But yeah, and I will hop it over to Maggie.
Hello, I'm Maggie. I'm playing Grace Halbert. I'm also trying to figure out why my Roll20 is not working. So,
No.
yeah. I will, if you see me distracted, that's probably what I'm working on. But yeah, let's hop it over to Jason.
Hey y'all, I'm waving. You can't see me. I'll be playing the Mushroom Astoi tonight, our warrior druid, and looking forward to not dying, hopefully.
I like this plan.
And I'll pass it over to Jeremy.
Oh, I guess I should. Yeah, I'm Jeremy. This here's my channel. You can find me on the socials at WH Pubs. I make things here, and I do freelance and self-published TTRPG writing, design things. I'm playing Knots and her fluffy companion Kavun, the Crag Cat. Knots is currently a sobbing wreck because of Carly. So if you haven't caught that, you can head over to YouTube and watch last week's episode if you'd like. And then come back here and catch up with us. And last but not least, Lauren, tell us about yourself and who you're playing.
Hello, I'm Lauren. I'm playing Triss, the Guardian Seraph multiclass, and I feel like it's going to be a great session. Did I only roll ones and twos on my prayer die? Maybe, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
So Maggie's Roll20's not working and your dice aren't working. Perfect. Great start. Great start.
I got it to work.
Yay!
Shows you can't see my background's going. There we go. Ha.
So this is where we win.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Maybe. Anyways, last time, a certain lovable goblin got a little weird in the head and was seeing a future another version of their best friend Grace that was encouraging them to go in a certain direction and to move quickly. And so they, with effort, managed to get the group to follow them. Unfortunately, it was a little too late as they were trekking ahead and with the help of whatever this entity is, shattered the barrier and critically hit the guy that they have been chasing 4 months mid-ritual, causing an explosion of power that cracked the ritual circle open, and the guy evaporated.
Okay, so he's actually dead?
You didn't see this. The only one that could really see what was happening was Dots. And they were also under the mindfuckery at that point in time. They continued to move forward, at which point the group finally caught up to Knots, and Grace counterspelled them, dismissing whatever influence was there. And in response to that, this creature entity basically told Knots in a very visceral and real manner that they and their friends were going to die very shortly, and cause Knots to lose all of their hope and take a pretty severe amount of damage. And they are currently sobbing on the ground, distressed. Triss has moved up and is currently taking stock of the room, while the rest of the group is about 20 feet behind them. And there is, you've noticed that there's a large figure behind this, or within this crystalline cage that is inset into the wall, and that there's a crack at the base of this crystalline structure. And there is a massive runic circle in the middle of the room that is like cracked and is no longer pulsing with the magic that it was when you approached. And yeah, literally, they just got attacked. They just started crying. What do you guys want to do?
Well, looking at Knots bleeding from the nose and ears and everywhere else, and orifices probably, I'm going to walk up there and try to help her up. And as I'm touching her, I'm going to spend 3 hope to try to heal her.
Thanks. You say
I'm
try.
Sure.
You say try to heal, and that concerns me.
Well, it's a D4, which always rolls a 1. So
Fair.
Oh wow, it's actually more than a 1.
Is it 2?
It's a 3.
Oh my gosh, that's what I needed. Thank you.
Come on, let's pull back and figure out what's going on here.
I'll blink some of the tears away and scrub my nose clean and look at you. But going from 7 hope to 0 hope in one fell swoop, you can see, like, I look a little haunted still.
I think if other people have come up, I think I was sort of like holding Knots in the story there. I am going to creep up very cautiously and keeping an eye on the cage in case anything changes there. I do want to inspect the ritual circle to see, like, did it go off? Did that guy escape? Is he dead? What happened there?
Sure, give me a knowledge roll.
Okay. Would have been good for me to get dice out. Give me a second.
And though Knots is not completely with it, Kavun, knowing that something horrible happened to Knots, is going to have Triss's back there.
Get some help. An advantage, maybe? Or...
There's not much I can do with the cat.
He has no hope,
Yeah,
so he can't help.
Yeah,
A good point.
but he's watching your back.
Okay. Hey! Start up the night strong. I feel like maybe I used it up too early, but that's a crit with double 7s.
Huzzah.
Okay, then you can take a hope and clear stress. Yeah, you look over this ritual circle that has these giant cracks running through it, and you can infer that base just it's not, you are not super familiar with like the arcane magic that is used here, and so there's some ancient like runes that are used in here, but looking over it, you get a kind of instinctual inference that this was a very powerfully long charged ritual circle, and the fact that it broke, you presume mid ritual, means that there was probably a huge backlash of that energy, which is why you guys felt like the whole space like move. Likely if somebody was within melee or even like 10 feet of this area, they would not. If there's no body, they're dead. They couldn't survive.
That guy got obliterated.
Yes.
Cool.
Super
nice.
Obliterated. Like
yeah.
nothing. Like
Bet.
it's just.
Looking around, does there? Because I mean, we were chasing magical artifacts. Does there seem to be any traces?
Yeah, there's
of those?
crates and stuff kind of stacked in here along the like walls of this chamber. Not in front of the like crystalline structure. That like 40-foot space, but along the other walls and stuff, there are crates and things stacked up.
That doesn't by chance happen to be a large red stone lying around, is there?
There are a lot of crates. The crates are not open at the moment.
Cool. Okay. What about that cage that has a crack in it?
Yeah, there's a big figure moving inside this crystalline structure. It's very distorted, as if the crystalline structure is very thick. The crack is at the bottom left, and it goes up about 10 feet. Remember, this cage is 40 feet wide and 60 feet tall. But there's a crack that goes up about 10 feet and on the bottom left corner.
And does that crack seem to be growing?
It has not grown since you've entered.
Cool.
But it's only been, a few seconds.
Okay.
And I know somebody rolled to figure out that that thing in there is not a big, cuddly, stuffed animal, but probably some kind of demonic entity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. I think that was me. I don't remember exactly.
It was one of us up front, yeah.
Hey, Grace. He points to the figure in the crack. Do we think that could be fixed? You know the magic stuff.
I don't know. Would I know? Here's the thing: is that I want to do something else before I look at anything.
Okay.
So.
Do your thing.
But I didn't want to I'm going to rally everyone.
Ooh.
How are you rallying them in this moment?
I'm not, surprisingly, not taking out my loot. But I'm gonna be like, hey, I need everyone to understand that, like, right now, we need to keep it together and, like, work together and keep each other safe. So everybody gets a D8.
Hey.
You can add it to an action roll, reaction roll, or damage roll, or clear your stress.
Nice. Is that noise the demon grumbling inside of its?
Yeah.
Well, it's
just
not
its
coming
tummy.
from me.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so you clear 1d8 worth of stress if you want. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Do we have to use it now, or can we hang on to it?
You get it.
You can hang on to it.
It goes away at the end of the session.
Well, hopefully I'll use it before then.
I was very stressed out.
Yeah.
I was like, I am going to clear some stress.
I assume we can't use it to regain hope.
No.
Thought I'd ask.
Here.
As you guys are all kind of doing this and milling around, I need a presence reaction roll from Triss.
Oop, okay. That is a 16.
As you're looking over this ritual space and you start scanning the room for the Heartstone, you start looking at the crates, you see a like dull red pulsing like near the crack.
Oh no.
And you're pretty sure that the Heartstone is over there.
Okay. I don't want to get close to it and leave everybody behind, so somebody else do something first.
Can I have an idea. I don't think Knots is necessarily smart enough to put two and two together right now. Can I do a roll to see if Knots can figure out whether this fellow that she just disintegrated was trying to seal that crack or make it bigger?
Sure. I will say, unless you move closer to look at like the broken remains of the runic circle, it will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
But if you move closer, it'll just be a straight move.
I'm going to put my hand on Stoy's shoulder and look at him and say, I gotta check something out, and head that way.
Mm-hmm.
You're not looking for another Grace, are you?
I'm not gonna look for one, but if I find one, I'll let you know. I'm assuming this is a knowledge check.
Yes, this is a knowledge roll.
Well, it's a 21 with fear.
Okay. Yeah, you creep closer towards the runic circle and start looking over it. And because you were here and you also had that little bit of a connection coming in, you can infer that this ritual was not going to make the crack bigger and was also not going to seal the crack. You can infer that the crack was made to create a small opening, and that whoever was using this ritual circle was trying to essentially take the power of the entity behind the crystalline structure.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
But you rolled with fear.
Yeah.
So
I was waiting for it.
As you creep closer, you're still in that weird, like, liminal space of just kind of this terror pressing down on you. And as you move forward and you look at it and you look at the crack expands.
And I rolled the
Another
disbelieve.
Another 2 feet.
I'm going to get the hell out of the way and run back to everyone else. And tell them what I found.
Seeing the crack touch move, what are the odds that I think I can sprint, grab that Heartstone, and then get back to the group before something truly bad happens?
You think you need to get the Heartstone, otherwise
Yeah.
something truly bad will
Yeah.
happen.
Okay. Then I'm not gonna. I'm just sending it. I'm gonna grab the Heartstone. Oh, okay.
You have
Nope.
you have a team member that can grab a target within far range.
Oh,
Do
love
it.
it.
Do it.
Well,
You
I'm
shout-
going to say what I'm going to say is, Triss, you're the only one that sees the Heartstone.
That's true.
So
I was
you
gonna ask
you haven't told. I mean, unless you said, "Oh, the Heartstone's in there," like you haven't said anything. So if you are in this time, like you need to go get it. So
Yeah, I also think if she sees this thing that she's been hunting for since her mother died, she's just gonna run for it.
yeah. So you move up and you get up to the crystalline structure, and you can see that the Heartstone is like embedded in the crack.
Son of a bitch. Y'all ready to kick this thing off?
Sure.
Hey.
I'm like, Triss,
Can I
what are you
pet
doing?
Can I pet a stoy first for like 30 seconds?
Right?
Um,
Just go rub myself on a toy.
Yeah, God. I think, yeah, because she runs up and I think she sees that and does stop because of the registration of like, the odds that if I take this thing out, because I'm gonna have to pry it out, shit's gonna go south real fast. I think she like turns and looks back at everyone, probably just like totally backlit by this like red glow.
There's no red glow. She's the only one that sees the red glow.
Oh shit, okay.
In her mind, she looks epic.
In her mind, she
I was
looks.
like, I'm gonna describe something cool, Carly. No.
No, I mean, she thinks she believes that it is there and embedded in the stone.
I believe.
Like, firmly see it. It is there in front of you, embedded in the crack. Nobody else sees it. Just you. But you haven't said anything. You just ran up and it's there.
Okay. It being in the crack definitely makes her pause, so I guess everyone sees Triss sprint up to the cage and then stop. And I guess if anyone wants to react to that.
Kit has moved up and says, what are you doing?
I think because the Heartstone is clearly visible to Triss, right?
Oh yeah, it's there. It's it's about
Mm-hmm.
like an ostrich egg size.
Yeah. I think would
that's
turn and look and be
embedded.
like, do you not see it? The Heartstone is right there. It's just, if you're taking it out, is gonna.
The Heartstone, and she starts running towards you.
Okay.
Oh
It's a
god,
Heartstone.
they're all running towards it now. What's going on?
I mean, if you guys heard Triss mention the Heartstone, she would have. Or I guess the story might not. But the rest of you would know, like, that's what she's been searching for.
Right.
It's the stone that lends power to, like, her whole home, like, land.
Kit moves up next to you and is like, well, we gotta get it out.
I think Triss would, like, kind of put a hand on her, like, we need to do so carefully. Or at least have a plan in case it sets this thing loose. It won't do any good if we get it out and we die immediately.
Well, I think whatever we need to do, and we need to do it quickly. That crack just expanded.
Yes.
Story's like moving forward, trying to see what they're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious.
Yeah, they seem to be they both believe firmly in this moment that there is what has been described to you as a giant red gemstone, like embedded in this crack. You don't see anything. They're just arguing, like discussing over this while both looking at the crack.
I'm gonna grab Grace's hand and be like, Grace, okay, I'm pretty sure that guy that just evaporated, the one that killed Jim. Yes. Okay, sorry, I just had to say that. So I think he was trying to drain the demon's essence into the Heartstone or something through the big crack that he made, but I think the crack's getting bigger. Is there anything that you can do to make it, can we, what if you turned it on and it just, sucked the demon's power out? And then even if the demon got out, who cares? It's just like a normal little guy then, right?
Would I first off be able to interpret what Knots is saying? Second, would I be able to figure out how to maneuver this situation best?
What do you mean?
Would I be able to either Not said turn on the Heartstone, or would I be able to
You don't see a stone.
okay,
You just see a crack.
can I
Currently,
just
the only ones that see a stone embedded in the crack are Triss and Kit.
so would I be able to just figure out what Knots is saying?
Well, Knots is saying that the ritual was trying to steal the power from whatever entity is in this cage for themselves. They were basically trying to drain the power away from the creature in there for themselves. That is what Knots has learned. Knots has asked if you know how to shut the crack.
Can I figure that out?
Well, you don't know off the top of your head. That's a no. You've never seen a structure like this. If you want to try and figure out if you can or what might be necessary, that's going to be a knowledge roll.
Okay.
And it's going to be at disadvantage unless you get closer. Right up to the crack.
I guess I'll move up to the crack and figure it out.
Alright. I'll see if I can figure that out in a second.
That is a 15 with fear.
You come up to this crack, and now that you're standing in front of it, the base of it is about 2 feet wide, at where it meets the floor before it starts to, crack upwards, where it slims down. And you look at this, and you look at this crystalline structure, and you are just overwhelmed. There is a giant shadowy figure behind this. Your friends are arguing over something that isn't there. And in this moment, all you can think about is how small you are. You're going to take a stress. I'm going to go grab my headphones. I'll be right back. You guys can talk amongst yourselves about what you might want to do.
I vote we head back to the inn, get some pasta and beers, and call it a day.
I was going to say Carly's getting verklempt.
Verklempt. Good word. Good
I
word.
was saying, if one of you was like, what are you looking at? There's nothing there. Triss knows that, Knots was kind of enthralled and was, seeing things. And so it might be like, okay, hold on.
I'm not 100% sure that Knots has caught on to what you're doing as far as she understands, they're going to try and drain this out, and so maybe they were draining it into your big red stone, but I wasn't paying close enough attention to catch that it's not necessarily not there, but we can't see it. What does everyone else want to do before Knots puts her foot in her mouth?
I mean, Astoya was just kind of going, I don't see it, but even if it's there, we should let Grace look and see if she can figure out how to do it properly.
Great. Does that catch your attention, Triss?
Yeah, I mean, Triss is like paused because I think she sees it in the crack and is like, taking it out is gonna do something. Like it's shoved in there. We're gonna have to pry it out. That's gonna cause some issues. And so has stopped.
I will say, Triss, anytime somebody makes any kind of reference to there being nothing there, you don't hear it. So,
okay.
like, you hear, Estoy saying, well, maybe you should let Grace take a look at it. Like, you still hear the conversation, but it's just like your brain cannot acknowledge the possibility that it's not there. It's there. If you reached out with your hand, like, because it's embedded, so if you reached out with your hand, you could touch it.
Okay. Yeah, I think she would call Grace over then to be like,
Grace is there and is looking up and in the crack and is very obviously overwhelmed.
Is everything all right? What do you see?
I don't know if I can handle this.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm like sealing the crack.
Not stealing the crack. We need to get the Heartstone out somehow, but I'm concerned that taking it out is going to make things worse.
Do I see the Heartstone? Triss, what are you talking about?
The Heartstone, it seems to be, I don't know if it's powering it or it's consuming the energy, but it's wedged in the crack.
There's nothing in the crack.
You hear her say, I don't know how to get it out.
Well, I mean, if you can't get it out magically, we're going to have to pry it out. And I'm worried that that's most likely going to give the thing caged an opportunity to get out.
Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I need a presence reaction roll.
That's my highest one.
Yay!
Yay!
It's
Maybe you'll resist it.
So there's an emergency advantage in chat right now from Raven. So if you would like to use that emergency advantage, roll a d6 and add it to it.
Hell yeah!
Oh my god.
Thanks.
I rolled really high anyways, but I'm still gonna use it.
Good plan.
I thought I was okay with the 16, I guess not.
Mm-mm.
Hold on.
It's almost as if this is a really big, bad thing.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine.
21.
Nice.
Hey, I'm going to tell you that advantage is the only reason you succeed.
Nice.
I figured that, but I will take any help right now.
Yeah, for real, God.
You feel the smallest, tiniest brush of a tendril against the inside of your mind, Grace, and you manage to bat it away. As Triss is talking about prying.
This is a good idea.
Triss, you do feel a tug on your I can't remember what you're wearing there. Your knee pads or whatever I can reach.
Okay.
You feel a tug.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
Lean down here.
Yeah, I'll lean down.
I slap you. Are you okay? You're talking a little weird. Kind of like you're seeing things that aren't there.
What do you mean?
You hear focus. Get it out.
I know, I'm trying.
You're trying to what?
Get it out.
Kit, meanwhile, is taking out like the axe that she was given and is getting ready to help
shit.
pry this out.
Counterspell.
Nice.
On who?
I'm gonna do it on Triss.
Okay, give
She
me a
is
roll.
bigger than Kit. She can just go pick Kit up and
Yeah.
Not that much bigger.
Oh, I thought that was a different number than it was. Oh. Hold on. Dirty 20.
Ooh. Can I give her a paradigm?
You cannot in this moment.
It's
give
a
her
reaction roll.
paradise. Well, she could normally give Paradise 2 reaction rolls. Paradise is one of the few things, but she cannot in
Can
this
Nyx?
moment. That's true. Nyx might be able to. Let me see if.
Good call.
I'm gonna see if you
Let's go,
would.
Jeremy.
right. Got to remember that Ryan's just being real quiet here behind his token.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
not working.
Nyx will give you a Paradise.
yeah.
However, you are casting Counterspell on Triss, and you reach in and you feel this presence that's kind of like smoke in Triss's mind. And you are trying to pull it out, but you just can't hold it. You're going to take a stress as you're trying to pull and hold onto smoke, and you can't. And you start panicking in this moment that, what are you going to do? And you feel that slightly dark, depressing presence of Nyx kind of reach out and give you a little
Hey.
Thanks, emo cleric.
and you manage to grab it and pull it out. Triss. The Heartstone disappears in front of you. However, Kit was going in. She goes crack.
Can I just like dive for her and yank her away? Obviously, she's already done it once, but to prevent her from doing it again.
Yes, but I have to resolve the other part of this. Okay.
Watch her miss.
Oh no, she hits it. It's a non-moving object. it's very easy to hit. But she
No, I was making a joke.
Yeah, she moves in, crack, and then not only a crack because she's trying to pull the gemstone out, so she cracks in, like right where you saw the gemstone, and it disappears, and then pulls, and you watch as like a chunk of this crystalline structure is like pulled out, and the crack starts to just shatter upwards.
That's not fucking good.
Yeah, but you can absolutely grab Kit and like pull her away. But right now, the like structure right in front of you is shattering, and the crack is just quickly expanding up towards the top of the structure.
Yeah, she's just like, shit. Everyone get back. And is like dragging Kit away.
Is this crack like just kind of like creating a like a hairline crack, or is it like shattering and splitting open?
So the bottom is like completely kind of crumbling. That bottom left corner is kind of completely crumbling away. The one that's going up is just like a hairline fracture that just keeps like finding a spot to follow as it And so it's about 30 feet up now, and it's still going, but it's, it's not shattering the whole, like, across the whole structure. It's just going up right now.
I have a thing, but I need to see if I can do it. So. Code, please.
I need a contested roll. Triss against Kith.
Alright, strength, I'm assuming.
Yes.
You have a rally die.
I do. Continuing my streak of critting when that doesn't really matter, that's double tens.
Yeah, you essentially have her arms pinned, and she's like, but the heartstone, we have to get it out. It's still in there. And you've pulled her back about 10 feet or so from the structure. Mm-hmm. Grace and Knots, are you guys still just standing in front of the structure? What are you guys doing?
I am backing the fuck up.
Yeah, Triss yelled at everybody to get back.
Do you guys have control of your tokens? Because I've just been moving all of you guys, and it would be a lot easier for me if you guys move your tokens.
I cannot, for some reason.
You
then
might
drop
have to
your
drag
own
in.
and replace it.
I can't drop my own coin.
Oh no.
Are you grabbing from your name and pulling over?
Mm-hmm. It's just highlighting the entire thing.
Oh, weird.
So I can see what's happening, but I cannot actually move my thing.
Let me see if I can. Because I don't know why. Everybody else has controls, so I don't know why yours is being dumb. Because it's just way too much work for me to keep moving everybody's tokens.
While you're figuring that out, I'm going to describe what Knots does.
Yes, please.
She glances back at everybody and looks up at the crumbling bit, and she begins to grow, and you see her hands start to take on a crystalline formation like the crystal that's in front of us. And I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna use Wild Surge to grow and become kind of a crystalline version of myself and stick myself in the hole.
You're sticking yourself inside the hole?
Yeah.
Wild Surge. Can you tell me what that does, please, mechanically?
There's nothing that it necessarily needs to do, but she is this hole is growing, and she turns.
No, but what is Wild Surge?
Oh,
what is it?
I'm essentially embracing nature, and I change. My appearance changes, describing how I describe it.
Did you remove it from your vault?
Yeah, so I took
is it in your vault? Sorry, because I
can't
can't see it. I can't see things that are in your vault.
That's right. I'm explaining it to you. So I will get a d6 to increase my actions, but there's no actual effect on how this affects the crystal. It's just what came to her mind. She's like,
I know. I tried to adjudicate what would happen based on what the description of your domain card is, and since I can't read it because it's not listed in your effects and features currently, even when I refresh your page, that I need you to tell me.
Yeah. So I did. Did you hear it?
You said it does a d6. Is that it?
So I add a d6 to my future action rolls, reducing by 1 each time.
Okay.
But it doesn't do anything other than change my appearance and add that.
Can you move it now, Grace?
I can now move my own token, but I cannot move the screen when I go back to the grabber tool, and I can't zoom out to see anything that's happening. So
all of the fun.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you go and stick yourself in the crack, which is here. I mean, there's just gemstones kind of shattering around you currently. Yeah. Give me an instinct roll.
Oh, that's double fours.
Nice.
Yeah, you can take a hope and clear a stress. You position yourself inside the crack, and you quickly realize that while you have taken on a form of a gemstone, that doesn't necessarily allow you to infuse yourself in this space.
Right.
And in fact, you're in this crack, and you look up, and you can kind of see the crack expanding above you, and then you look behind you. And you see a hand, a very large hand, reaching down towards you, as if to grab you.
I'm 100% Hodoring this. I just brace. Was the roll I just made an action roll?
It is technically an action roll, yes. The instinct roll is an action roll.
So, if you crit on an action roll and an action roll affects... So essentially every time I make an action roll, I roll my d6. Or sorry, I add the 6 to it. It doesn't change it because it was a crit. Do I still drop it by 1?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Every time you make an action roll, it drops by 1. It's just a countdown, like Tiber. The fact that you crit while it was a 6 is just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But yeah, this hand is reaching down to grab you.
Are we able to react to that, or are we able to see this?
You cannot see this, but it is still your guys' turn. You cannot. You still see the figure like moving. The only reason that Knots can see it is because they are in the crack.
Gotcha.
I see. Do I see Knots in the crack?
Yes. Everybody can see Knots in the crack.
Telekinesis, grab her, and like yoink.
Okay, well you have to make a roll.
Mm-hmm.
For that. And I need a contested roll by Knots. Agility or strength, your choice.
$22 with herb.
21 with fear.
Oh,
They're 20 with fear.
So close.
So you reach out and try to grab Knots, but Knots has already braced themselves in this space and resists you pulling them out. Meanwhile, because you rolled with fear, the hand comes down and tries to grab you. Does a 15 beat your evasion?
Just beats it.
You guys all watch as Knots disappears from inside the crack.
Yoink.
Knots, you are being held by a massive entity inside of this crystal cage. The person that you see before you is a giant-sized, well, bigger than giant-sized because you have Triss. Grace, except her eyes are a deep blood red, and there is blood like dripping from her mouth and from like her fingernails.
I'll say, Grace, it's okay. You just need a hug.
what you guys like to do.
It's all up to you now.
Can I do something super quick?
Yeah, do
I
it.
mean, it's back to you guys, so.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, hey team, I have something that might help.
Ah.
So I'm not taking out my loot, but I'm going to sing my
Oh, you muted.
that was weird. I'm going to sing a song. I didn't have it in myself to go with grace, and you're the hero flying around, saving face. Which is, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
And so I give all close allies a hope.
Okay.
Sick.
So it's everybody except for Knots.
I was gonna say I don't believe
Yes.
I am close any longer.
Nope. And yeah, so if anybody else wants to go,
I mean, if I'm going, I'm just gonna go smack the thing to get Knots back. So
Yeah. Yeah, Stoy is about to charge into it, so you can go. and
I
then
mean, Kit is still struggling in your arms to try and go get the Heartstone.
shit.
I think we're out of time. We're gonna have to either break it and get this thing free, or we're gonna have to go in and get Knots somehow.
I think Triss is gonna go. Like, looking at Kit, has no way to, like, help her that she knows. And is like, we're gonna have more room if we let it out.
I can break the thing really easily. But I need everyone to stand behind me.
Triss will just nod and is gonna still hold on to Kit. Step on back behind Grace, but not too far, because when shit goes bad, I want to be right there.
Yeah. Is this good, Grace?
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna go up to the wall.
Oh.
Okay. What are you
And
doing?
preservation blast.
Give me an attack roll.
Don't miss. It'd be so embarrassing to miss
Right.
a wall.
I almost did.
Like right there, Grace. Come on.
16.
With.
Hope.
Ooh.
Okay, you can take that hope. Go ahead and roll your damage.
While she's doing that, I want to put some mythic dust on my axe in preparation.
Do
Oh, nice.
it.
Yeah. I'll be doing a non-action as well.
15.
Yeah, you come up. You put your hands just in the center. Do you do it at the crack, like where it's already kind of fallen away, or do you do it in the center?
I do it in the center. Well, okay, so it has to be within melee range, so. Oh,
No, but
sorry.
where are you putting your hands on the cage?
In the
Are you
center.
doing it where
In the
the crack
center.
is, or in the center?
Put them
In the center.
crack.
In the crack?
You.
No, I'm making a action.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, this is not the time to be doing that. I've been resisting making crack jokes.
Okay. You come up to the center, you put your hands on, and you cast Preservation Blast. And I know that you're probably expecting that it's just gonna shatter.
No,
I mean, it's a pretty hard crystalline structure that has been holding back a very powerful entity. You cast Preservation Blast, and you just see these small cracks starting to spiderweb out. It's not like an immediate thing. You just kind of just watch as it all spiderwebs and spiderwebs up. Meanwhile, while this is happening, I'm gonna spend a fear. Well, 2 fear. And Triss, as you're putting this dust on and watching the cracks spiderweb out from Grace as she casts this pulse of magic into the wall, you need to make a knowledge reaction roll.
Okay. I'm adding Grace's D8 to this before I even roll because I'm also gonna add Prairie Die to this. That makes it a total of 18.
That's a failure.
Okay.
You're gonna...
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this thing called the Ring of Unbreakable Resolve. Once per session, when the GM spends 1 fear, you can spend 4 hope to cancel the effects of that spent fear. Can I do that now, or would I have had to call it when you said you were spending fear?
When I said I was spending fear.
Even if I didn't know what the effect of the fear was going to be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Damn it.
Sorry. And I spent 2 fear to do this, so you would have,
Okay, I see.
But you could have done it, but you have to do it when I say I'm spending
Okay.
the fear.
Okay.
Because you don't always know what the effect is.
Gotcha.
It's more of a, like, reactionary thing.
Okay.
So you're going to take 32 points of magic damage that cannot be reduced by armor.
Oof.
And you're going to lose all hope as you feel a backlash in your mind.
That's 5 hope.
As the webs spider web out. And it almost feels like what it feels like. And you see in a vision is a dark hand, smoky hand, crushing the heartstone, shattering it into teeny tiny little pieces.
Okay, fun.
Grace, it's spiderwebbing above you. Are you just standing there?
No, my friend's inside.
So what are you doing?
Doing it again.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
I critted.
Nice.
Okay. So how much damage do you do? You can take a hope and clear a stress.
Thanks, Vax and Keyleth. I do. Oh, 17 points of damage.
Was that including? Remember, crits, you get the full damage dice plus whatever you roll.
Hold on, I'm mathing. 41.
41 points of damage, yeah. The spider webs grow bigger, and you know that you have moments to get out of here before this structure starts to fall on top of you.
I'm gonna scoot back.
Yeah, you move back. Did you want to do something in story?
Yeah, watching Triss grab her head in pain and seeing this before. I'm going to go over there and spend 3 hope again. And see if the D4 will cooperate. Another 3.
What's that for?
Healing.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Okay.
All right. Knots. There's a big evil looking Grace holding you in their hands, and the structure next to you is shattering
just want to hug it out.
Sure, give me a presence roll.
I am gonna use my Grace die. Sorry, I forgot what it was called. Grace.
Rally dice.
Rally die. 11, 14.
You also have advantage.
I have advantage?
Yeah.
Why do I have advantage?
Because you got one in chat.
Oh, nice. All right, so wait. 11, 14, 19, 25 with hope.
Okay. You can take that help. You like reach down and just like hug the thumb of this giant creature, and in that moment they're so confused and don't understand what happens. I'm going to say you do cause them a stress.
Amazing.
The knots effect is carrying over to this poor demon.
Yeah. But I'm gonna spend a few to interject as you cause that stress, and they just look at you, and then you just hear screams start to build up in your head. Does a 17 hit?
It will. Actually, I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a stress to make you re-roll that attack.
Okay. That's higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to make sure it hit. Instead of just letting it kind of hit, I want to be like, you hit me harder!
Sorry, that's gonna be 13. It's, oh my goodness.
I'm trying to hear the PC.
43 points of magic damage.
Oh.
You can use armor slots on this one.
Okay.
As you just hear screams start to crescend inside your brain and overlap each other.
Fun.
But that's back to
Is
you
that
guys.
all you got?
Oh no.
The structure is like falling, like the shards of crystal are just shattering and scattering across the ground, and the figure appears in front of you guys, but it looks different to each of you. For Triss, it looks like your mom.
Oh. Mean.
But your mom twisted slightly wrong. It's kind of similar things as Nazis with the blood red eyes and blood like kind of dripping out of the mouth and off the fingernails. Grace, you see Jim, but with blood red eyes, blood dripping out of the mouth, blood dripping off the fingernails. Astoy, you would see your mentor. But once again, blood red eyes, blood dripping out of the mouth, off the fingernails. And you watch as these eyes make eye contact with each and every one of you. And you all hear, "Thank you. But this is all you have." But it's your guys' turn to act.
Real quick, when it appears out there, is the knots wrapped around its thumb, or...
Yeah, knots is held in the figure's hand.
Okay, I didn't know if I was still in the remnants of the crystal or not. Thanks.
Point of order.
No, you're about like 30 feet off the ground in their hand because they're about 45 feet tall.
Perfect.
Sorry, not point of order. Point of information. Are each respective person that we see, are they giant size? So Knots is hugging. Okay, so Knots is hugging that.
Yeah, for each and every one of you, it's like a 40-foot, 5-foot tall version of the person I mentioned, just wrong.
Do we start hitting things?
Yeah, I can go.
Before you go,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You notice Knot squeezes a little, and a little crystal falls to the ground next to all of you. I dropped one of the arcane prisms.
Where do you drop it? You can pinpoint where you drop it.
Sure.
Oh. My brain went totally different after your crystal form.
That's where I was going with it.
Jason, I was right there with you, and
Right?
I was like, oh god.
Is this where everybody is?
Yes, this is where everybody is
Cool.
currently.
Can I move up
Yeah.
to
It's
where
your guys' turn to act.
Okay.
I want to move up to within 30 feet of the guy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you're within 30 feet right now. There's measuring
Oh,
tools
then never mind.
on the... Sorry, you have to move up 5 feet from where you are now.
Okay. I'm gonna look at him and go, bitch, I said what I'd said. I'd rather be famous instead. Sorry, hold on, wait. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. And he becomes vulnerable.
Ooh.
Nice.
What are you using?
I'm using an epic song.
Okay.
Nice.
They are temporarily vulnerable.
Okay.
Forever.
Mhm.
First time I ever did that.
Do you mind if I go? Because I just put a thing that if I hit, I get extra damage on my axe. So,
Go for it.
yeah. So I think like Trish like sees her mom, and there's like tears in her eyes, but they're almost more angry tears than anything. And she like tightens her grip on her axe and goes, "How fucking dare you?" And it's just gonna roll in on him. So
Yeah. Go ahead and move up and give me an attack. At advantage.
Yahoo! Let's go. And that's cocked. Okay. 11, 3, 4, 18, 22.
With?
With hope.
Okay. You take that help at 22 hits.
Let's go. Okay, so it'll be 3d10 and a d12. And I need to get dice out. My apologies. 1 second. Was not prepared. That's what happens when you roll straight in from work. Okay. Let's go. Oh. Damn. Okay. My normal damage did really well, but that mythic dust damage was a 1 out of 12. However, that is a 10, a 9, and a 6 on the d10s. So 25, 26 plus 8 is 34 points of magical damage.
All right. Yeah, you swing into them like at their ankle, and as you do, you feel it like kind of you took a really big swing and you take a slice and you see a small like cut in their ankle. They only took 1 hit point of damage, However, as you're finishing your swing, you feel this pressure push back at you as I'm going to spend a stress to do Vengeful Fate. So you get flung back to far range, and I need an agility reaction roll from you.
Okay. That is 15.
15 fails, so you will take the full damage. You take 26 points of physical damage as you are flung back to far range.
Okay, so 26 down to... God, math. Yeah, 26 minus 8, 18. And then spend an armor slot, so I only take 1 HP.
But it's still your guys' turn. That was just a reaction that they have.
Okay, now I'm far away.
Guess I'll spend a stress and turn into a saber-toothed Kavoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend a stress to initiate takedown as well,
Yeah.
and we'll charge him as part of that. And make an attack. 15.
At
20?
advantage.
Yep.
20 will hit.
Unfortunately, it's with fear.
All right.
Since I hit, I am going to spend a hope to do a vicious maul. I'm also making this guy the target of my deadly focus.
Okay. Give me all that damage.
Yep.
Because this guy needs it.
Yep. Fortunately, not a crit. That would have been nice. 54.
54.
Actually, I can re-roll the 1 and 2. So 61. Sorry.
Yeah. You come up and you take a big chunk out of him. What does it look like?
Oh, so he's trying to jump at the arm that's holding knots and like trying to gnaw down on it, hoping that it'll drop knots. Like the fangs are just kind of trying to latch into the arms.
Yeah, you're fully like just hanging from their arm right now, but they're still holding
Oh yeah.
knots. But you are latched onto their arm at the moment. And you can just see this black, smoky, like ichor kind of coming out of the wound. But that was with fear. So, but I'm going to spend another stress to do that same reaction. So I need an agility reaction roll from you, Astoy.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay, so then you will take 18 points of physical damage as you were also flung back, and there's just like a chunk ripped out of his arm as you are flung back to far range.
Okay.
So you're flung back.
Yeah, I'll spend a couple armor slots to get that down to 1.
And then they, as they're still holding knots, they look at you and they say, "You're not worth my time." And they set you down, and I'm going to mark a stress to summon tormentors. As he sets you down right in front of him, he summons a bunch of figures. They just kind of pop out of smoke and ichor near knots. And I have to figure out how many I summon. Oh, you're so lucky. I rolled double ones. So I only summoned 2. 2, like, undead, zombie-looking Graces. and they all look like Grace to all of you, pop up on either side of Knots. So let me get get those out. Look, Knots made a choice, and I went with the choice.
Damn it, Ray.
And they both go to attack you.
Nobody choosed anything.
That's cocked. I think that's gonna miss though. Does a 9 hit?
Were you trying to hit me?
Knots.
Shockingly, no.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of there's two like undead graces that are just trying to like paw at you right now. And then the last thing I'm gonna do as part of my thing is I'm going to switch two of those into fear. So it's back to you guys.
I'm gonna look over at Nyx and say, "Hey, pull your thumb out of your butt, you useless whatever you are." But as I do that,
Fine.
some flowers and vines grow out from around me, and kind of fill the air with this fragrant pleasantness. Everyone is going to get... All of my allies, let me rephrase this. All of my allies are going to get 2 hit points back.
Does that have a range on it?
Close. Oh, that's right, because they're far.
Yeah, the only one that's in close ranges right now are Kit and Grace.
Sorry, I forgot they got flunged.
So you could move.
I'm gonna
and do
move,
that.
yeah.
Wait, am I still in
Which-
close range?
The only one that's not in close range now is Kavoon and Nyx. So.
Yeah, Nyx
Everybody
can
else
take
will
care of
take
himself.
Nyx, meanwhile, as you said that, I will do a thing for him. Has noticed that the melee attacks have caused his friends to be flung back. Is just gonna step up into close range next to Grace and is gonna throw his lightsaber at the creature at advantage because it's still vulnerable. Great. And that's definitely gonna hit, but it is with fear. 27. It's a 30 with fear to hit. So he does 40-10. Does somebody want to roll 40-10 plus 11 for me for
Sure.
damage?
38.
Nice.
Great. They are going to spend one of their hope dice to make that 41 to turn it from minor damage to severe damage. Or sorry, to major damage, from minor damage to major damage. Yeah, they fling their lightsaber and it just like pierces into the shoulder of the creature before it just back into like force pull back into his hand. That brings it back to the creature's turn. The creature is going to look out at all of you and say, I truly appreciate everything you've done. And are they going to attack? They're going to attack Nyx because Nyx just hit them. That is a 14 to hit, which will hit Nyx. Okay, that's 13. That's 43 points of damage, and they're gonna spend 1 armor slot to make that major damage. You just watch as kind of Nyx buckles and starts holding their head. They're also going to turn to Knots. Do the same thing. Does a 15 hit?
Is that it?
38 points of magic damage.
Ouch.
As the screams build up in your head again.
Excellent. Love it.
These two creatures come back chasing you, Knots. For a 15.
That hits.
So you'll take 12 points of physical damage. As the two undead graces claw at you. That's back to you guys.
You're
You're
muted, Lauren.
muted if you're talking.
Yeah.
Lauren.
I muted myself because I was typing dumb jokes. And you can hear my keyboard. I was gonna say, does anyone want to tag team the big guy?
Sure.
Yeah. We could do a triple team.
Sick. If that is the case, then who's closest to you're both right there. Okay. Let's see. What is the distance to get to that? Okay. I can get right in between both of you. Nope, that's the wrong. Right there. And yeah, let's see. I'm gonna use Soldier's Bond with Grace. I think Triss runs up and then like holds out her axe and it starts to hover because I'm gonna do the spear weapon bit so I'm not close to him. Because I saw Nyx do it and I was like, and goes, we didn't come this far to be put down now. So Grace, you and I both get 3 hope. But I can spend that 3 hope to initiate the tag team.
Okay.
And then, yeah. And then, a story. I don't know how the triple team works, but...
I think just you and Grace will be.
Okay.
Well, if you guys want to do a triple team, I have allowed that as like a house rule. However, the third person joining also has to spend 3 hope.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Okay. All good.
So.
I was gonna say Grace can offer her Midas Scythe and feed it money. So if you want to throw that instead.
Ooh, what is the... Because I do through 3d10 plus 8 magical damage with this weapon.
I do 3d10 plus 9.
Ooh.
And it's +1 to damage.
Well, just remember, you guys can combine. It's a tag team rule. Is you're combining your damage together. So, but remember, you guys are within close range. So at least one of you has to have something that is a close range attack that you're using for it to work. You can't both just do a melee attack from close range just because it's tag team.
I was doing the spirit weapon. So it can flash your hand to strike an enemy in close range and then return to you.
And so then what are you doing, Grace?
I was gonna either preservation blast it or
feed your scythe money, I just throw both.
well, here's the thing is that I can spend distress and extend its reach by 1 range.
Ooh.
Yeah, but its range is melee, right?
Its range is melee.
Oh, because then it'll go to very close. I have special.
So,
Never mind. So preservation blast.
If you wanted to use the Midas thing, you could, but essentially you'd be handing it over to Triss. Triss would have to spend the stress to swap weapons because they're both two-handed weapons, so she can't wield
Gotcha.
both of them in order to do the Midas one, and then she would have to make the attack with the Midas one instead, and then you could add whatever magic you want on top of that.
So I'll imbue it with a preservation blast.
Okay.
Great. Both of you make your attack rolls.
Cool. Let's go.
Don't forget, if it's magic, you get +1 from the arcane prism.
Hell yeah. Then for me, that is a 24 to hit.
And mine's a 19 to hit.
Hope or fear, guys?
Oh,
Hope.
fear.
Well, a 19 will miss, so 24 will hit.
Cool.
You guys can both go ahead and roll your damage.
I totally
You're still vulnerable. Sorry, what? It's still vulnerable. Did you guys roll with advantage? Like, it's still
Oh,
vulnerable.
no.
You should be rolling with advantage this whole time.
29,
Even
but still
better.
with fear.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
A 22 hits, and hers is with hope, so...
Yeah, let's do that. I also forgot this. I have a bloodstone attached to this weapon. So if any of my damage dice roll their maximum value, I roll an additional damage die of that size, which happened last time. But that's fine. I forgot about it. But if it happens this time, I can do extra.
Nice.
Go for it. Roll your guys' damage.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's do another one.
I rolled 9.
Okay. Hold on. Math. 14. 24. That's a lot. That was 3 7s and a 10. Okay. 24. 31. 39 points of magic damage from me.
Plus 9 is 48 points. Please describe what your hit looks like as you chuck your weapon.
Yeah. I think it's like the spirit weapon is like sort of floating in Trish's hand already. And then she throws it, and it sort of looks like... I'm imagining it's very anime, but like the powered up, and they're like surrounded by this like flare of fire or whatever, and that's what it's just the axe surrounded by the preservation blast.
As it hits into the creature, the preservation blast goes off, but there's nowhere for the creature to be flung. So it just kind of gets hit into the back wall for the other part of preservation blast, and you pull your weapon back to you, but it's still your guys' turn.
Yeah. Jeremy, do you want to do something? Or I can go.
I feel like Astoy's been awfully quiet over there. You should make stuff happen.
Okay. Well, since he knocked me back
Unless
again. Oh.
Unless you can get me higher.
Get you higher?
Yeah.
I don't have any weed or anything.
Just pull up some of those vines that I grew. They make great smokage.
Let's see. Kind of want to go after this guy since he knocked me back. That means I can spend a stress again to do another charge.
Do what you want.
Yep. So I will start a takedown and
Sure.
move in melee with him and make another attack.
At advantage.
16, 19. That would be 24 with hope this time.
Hits.
I will... I'll go ahead and spend that hope also to add the takedown. Or sorry, the vicious maul to it.
Yeah.
So... 60 damage.
Great. Yeah, you swing into or bite into him again. What are you right now?
Yeah, I'm a saber-toothed Kavoon.
There we go. You bite into him again, probably at like the calf area, and chomp down. And you do get latched in again before you feel that kind of pressure that, as I spend another stress to fling you back. So I need a agility reaction roll.
Yep, 20.
20 is success, so you'll take half damage instead, but you're still flung back.
All right. I'm going to do something I know. Okay, go ahead.
25 points of physical damage as you're flung back again.
So 12.
Always round up in Daggerheart, so 13.
Okay, 13. I'll spend an armor to make it down to 1. But I'll spend a stress to do retaliation,
Sure.
which I rarely ever do. Plus 19. So he'll take 36 retaliation.
Great. Yeah. You managed to pull a chunk out of his calf as you're pulled back. And you just have it still kind of hanging in your saber-tooth fangs as you land back on your feet. But that's still your guys' turn.
Does this thing look climbable?
I mean, you could try.
Yeah, I'm going to run up to it and try and climb it. I want to go look it in the eye.
Sure. Give me an agility roll. You will have advantage because they are vulnerable currently.
Uh, 12 and 6 is 18 and 6 is 24 and 4 is 28. With the Kavoon Dice Hope.
Okay, yeah, you start scrambling up. This is like, as a stoy comes down to chomp at their leg, and there's a flaming axe. You climb up like the back of the giant grace and get like right up next to, like standing on the shoulder, right up next to their head.
Can I do anything else?
Yeah, it's still your guys' turn. You rolled with hope, so you could do whatever you want to do, and then follow up to climbing the creature.
I want to try and stick something down its throat.
The poison.
What are you trying to stick down its throat?
This handy dandy little drip fang poison thing that I have in my hand.
Sure. I will say, give
I knew that was
me a finesse roll at advantage.
Oh, so close to a crit. Oh, okay. So 11 on Kavoon Dice, 6 on the other, 17, 21, 24.
With?
Hope.
Okay, you can take that hope. You managed to get up there, and you guys all kind of just see knots kind of like hanging from the lips of this person as they like toss a little tiny like vial, like bottle into the giant mouth as they're just hanging from the lips.
It's like swallowing a bug when you're on a motorcycle. I got it. What the hell just happened?
You can go ahead and roll your damage.
Well then, I will do so. Sorry, this is a lot of dice. 7, 10, 18, 28, 35, 43, 45, 53 magic damage.
Yeah, it starts like coughing, and it's like a big like chest cough as whatever Knots threw down its throat seems to start reacting. I am going to spend a fear right now to interject.
It's good.
And then I'm also spending a fear as they're coughing. You just see for a second as they like seem to be overwhelmed in the moment before just like a cloud of smoke just covers the whole body before it dissipates, and they're standing straight up and their eyes are glowing even brighter as I spend a fear to get rid of the vulnerable conditions so they're no longer vulnerable. And they look down at you, Dots.
I wave.
And they just pull you off and throw you down to the ground. 16 hit.
Yeah.
You will take... Because they're just throwing you, they're not doing their attack. So you will take 12 points of physical damage as you slam into the ground.
As I smash into the ground, you notice that I stop moving.
Okay. Do you have a death move that you would like to make?
Oh, geez.
Reminder, there's 3 options. Blaze of Glory, which is you will die, but you get one last final action that is an automatic critical success, and we work through what that looks like. You can attempt to risk it all, which is where you roll your duality dice. And if you roll with fear, you die. And if you roll with hope, you live. And you, depending on what you roll, you can clear an amount of hit points and stress. And the last one is avoid the consequences, where you roll your fear dice, and if you roll your level or lower, you take a scar, but you're still just unconscious in the scene. A scar is you permanently lose a hope slot.
I need to think about this for a moment, but it's good because this is a great time to take a break.
Sure, if you want to think about it, we can take a break.
Perfect. Since we're like 15 past our break time, we will be back within the next 10 minutes. Thanks everybody for hanging out. We'll see you soon.
Emotional support cookies.
The emotional support cookie time.
That sounds good.
Hi.
Welcome back.
So we left off with the annoying little knots being taken off of the mouth where they were being hung and flung to the ground, where they took their last hit point. And so, Knots, do we have a decision on what you would like to do for your death move?
So I consulted during the break. I consulted my yes, no, maybe die a few times. And the yes, no, maybe die does not want Knots to die. So I'm going to do accept the consequences.
Avoid the consequences.
Avoid.
So roll 1d12, not 2.
11.
Okay, then you are just unconscious in the scene. You don't take a scar.
Fair. I'm accepting the avoidance of consequence. Exactly, Jason.
You're accepting the avoidance of consequences. However, it was still my turn as they just got flung off and to the ground, and then they notice them go splat on the ground, and they turn and look to where the last big attack came from, and lock eyes on Grace and Triss. Triss, that is a 16 to hit. You're muted, but I assume that was...
Yes.
And that's a 25 to hit on Grace.
I am your shield. I'll take both.
Okay.
How?
That's what I do.
39 points of magic damage for the first attack.
Okay.
And 40 points of magic damage for the second attack.
Ooh.
Woohoo! Okay, sorry. The first one was
39
39
magic.
magic. Okay.
And then the second one was 40 magic.
Spending an armor slot to bring that down to major damage. Take 2 HP. And then I am going to, I haven't used this before, this is new. I'm going to mark a stress to use my Shrug It Off ability. So it immediately reduces the severity of the damage by 1 threshold. Though if I was going to combine, I would probably spend, if I wanted to combine that with spending armor slots, how would I do that? You think?
Yeah, you just mark the stress and then well, okay, so what I would do if you were gonna combine it with spending armor slots, you would spend the armor slots first to reduce it a threshold, and then Shrug It Off just reduces it another threshold.
Okay, then I will spend 1 armor slot, use Shrug It Off, take the stress, which will take it down below to my minor, so that I only take 1 HP. And now I roll to see if I get to keep this card in my deck or if it gets sent back to the vault. And we're chilling, that's a 6. I have to roll under a 3 or under. Cool.
Yay.
Great. As just screams start ringing out in like a discordance inside your guys' heads, and that brings us back to you guys. Knots has been flung to the ground. Grace and Triss are still pushing back the screams in their heads. What would you guys like to do?
Boone will go over, grab Knots by the head, and drag her out of the way.
Valid.
I'm just imagining Kavoon's mouth just like encompassing Knots' head and just
Do you mean to try to make you vulnerable before you
Kit
guys go?
has moved up and is currently searching the rubble for the Heartstone.
Oh god. Honestly, at this point, she's
Tell
gonna do
her
what
it's
she's gonna do.
inside the demon.
Would Triss think to do that? Unfortunately, both of her presence and knowledge roll, the stats are 0, so I don't think so.
That's fair.
But if someone else wants to that has better presence and knowledge, that's a good idea.
Kavoon stands up and says,
I am finally using things in my inventory. Gonna put another round of Mythic Dust on the axe. Because I got 3 of those bad boys.
Mm-hmm.
And unless anyone else wants to try and do things, I'm gonna try and hit it again.
Well, why don't you let me go first, because I can try to make it vulnerable.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so spin a stress, start another charge at it with the +2 proficiency.
Yep.
See if I can hit it. And I do get advantage because I'm in the Battle Cat form.
Sure.
11, 12, 16. I'm going to use the D8. Wow. That looks like it's probably going to miss. 11, 12, 14.
What's the total at right now?
19.
Nyx will spend her dice to make it 22.
Okay.
Is that with hope or fear?
That will be with fear, unfortunately. But I
Okay,
will spend...
well, it will hit.
Yep, I will spend a hope to activate Vicious Maul as well, which will make him temporarily vulnerable and add another +1 proficiency.
Okay.
So now damage.
This is in melee, correct?
This is melee, yeah.
Great.
And that'll be 58 damage.
Woo! Nice.
Alrighty. Yeah, you chomp down, and this guy's like leaking smoke and shadow. It still is the forms of the person that I showed you, and it still has like the blood in the eyes and the mouth. But like where all the bits and places that you've attacked, there's just like smoke, this like gooey, smoky ichor that's just kind of flowing out of him. And he does not look good at this point. But as you once again bite into him, you are flung back, and I need an agility reaction roll.
Yep. 16, 21.
Yeah, I'll be 20. 21 succeeds, so that'll be 14 points of physical damage as you are flung back to far range again.
Well, one more stress for retaliation.
Mm-hmm.
So let me add that to damage. Looks like another 35.
All right.
And
yeah, you take another chunk with him again.
Yep, and spending an armor slot to reduce it into minor.
And as you are flung back, it just stares you down, and you hear the ringing of screams in your ear. Does a 20 hit?
No.
Yeah, you hear it, but you manage to push the screams back as it tries to penetrate your mind. It is going to mark a stress and summon
Oh, nice.
3 undead guardians. They look like the friends that you sent home. Triss come out and start swarming towards you. But it is back to you guys.
Cool. I'm gonna use Sparing Touch on myself to clear 2 hit points.
Good idea.
Okay.
And then, unless anyone else wants to do anything, I was gonna try and take out those 2 things that are, or the 3 things that are converging on me, Grace, and Nyx. But if anyone wants to do something else beforehand, go for it.
I can wait until after.
Okay. Yeah, so gonna step around and in front. And I'm going to send it at, can you ping? I don't know how to do that. Aha, there we go. That guy.
Which one? That one?
Yeah, with the idea being that if I will just let you know right now, I'm going on them, and then, sorry, that moment I was trying to remember if I already put Mythic Dust on.
Yes, you've already put it on. You haven't attacked since you last put it on.
Cool, thank you. It's hard to mark that because oh wait, okay, I can mark it, and then once it's used, I'll delete it. Alright, anyway, sorry. Yeah, so we're gonna go to attack that guy. That is 18, 22 with hope.
Oh, yeah, hits.
Cool. Roll that damage, but I will be spending a stress to use, a hope to use Whirlwind. to get all the other ones as well.
Absolutely.
Whoosh.
And then... Nice, I rolled a 10, so that means I get to re-roll. I'll get to roll another 10. Just pull that out real quick so I can do all of the damage in one fell swoop. Apparently there's no d10s in that pocket. Where are my d10s?
I can't answer that for you.
There we go. Cool. So that is 10, 15, 19, 21 plus
Your
8 is
D10s
20.
are in the last place you put them.
29. Oh wait, plus a d12. Keep rolling terribly on the extra. But it's 31 points of magic damage to that guy, and 15 then to the other two as well.
Yeah, you take a swing and you just bisect and eviscerate all three of these
Sick.
of your undead friends.
She's just pissed that they're replicating her friends and family. She's like, do not take their image in vain, you bitch.
It's still your guys' turn.
Mind if I go?
Go for it.
Go for it.
I am going to get... Is there a way for me to get within close range of everyone?
Everyone who?
Kavoon, Triss, Astoy, and Nyx.
I don't think you can get Knots and Kavoon.
No. You're either gonna have Knots and Kavoon out, or you're gonna have Triss and Nyx out. They're too far apart.
I am going to go towards Kavoon and Knots.
Okay.
Like when you chase a dog with a ball and the dog doesn't want you to have the ball, Kavoon grabs the knots and like runs away from you. No, just kidding.
All right.
It's on!
Don't take my help.
Oh god.
And then I am going to sing. I'm not going to sing it right now because I'm forgetting the words so hard. But I'm going to sing a relaxing song, and Kavoon takes a hit. Everyone in close range of me that are allies takes a hit point.
Oh, sick.
Heals a hit point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you said takes, so
Right.
you
Sorry.
should, you
What are
should
you
use
singing to us?
Grace has turned
Heal.
on us.
You heal.
Great. You start doing that. As you move across and start healing your companions, you do come back to consciousness, Knots, with 1 hit point healed. However, I'm going to spend a fear to interject, and they are targeting Grace.
Damn it. I don't have enough hope to counteract that.
Does a 13 hit?
It does.
Okay. You will take 46 points of magic damage
Whoa.
as the screams billow inside your head.
That's 4 points, right? Because my severe is 27.
Nope. It would have to be
It's just-
56. Or
Okay.
54. It's 46, so it's 3 hit points.
Cool. Thank you.
As the screams bellow up inside. And then they look at Triss.
They being the big guy?
Yeah, the big guy. And attack you as well. For 13.
Yep.
For 39 points of magic damage.
Cool.
You seem to sense that they are on their last legs. They are trying to put you guys
Cool.
in the ground before you do the same to them.
American is stress. I'm gonna use Shrug It Off again. So that immediately takes it to my major threshold, and I'm just going to take those 2 HP. And then that's a 4. Card is still in play.
Nice.
This is my newest one that I took last time we leveled up, but I haven't used it yet. Turns out, some good shit.
Nice.
But that is back on you, and you can tell that they are worried.
Bet.
Our
I'm just gonna retaliate unless anyone else wants to do anything first.
Are potions actions?
No, within reason.
I reach down and I crack open a vial and I squeeze it into my mouth. Hopefully it's the one I wanted. No, I'm gonna take my health potion
Go for it.
and get 4 hit points back.
Nice.
Nice.
Thanks for that. I didn't want you to roll fear while I'm like looking around for it. I'm like, it's around here.
I realized that a good way to do this is to be like, okay, I'm going to attack if someone wants to do something that doesn't include a roll first. Do
Right.
that.
I can do something that's not a roll.
Make it so.
Do it.
Okay. Can I move around so that all of the bad guys are in a line from me? Like in front of me?
Line
What
dancing.
are you trying
Go.
to do?
Chain lightning.
They don't have to be in a line. They just have to be in close range of you.
The 3 around me are gone, correct?
Yes, those 3 are gone.
Okay.
So,
The issue with that is that my chain lightning is on all targets within close range.
Maybe.
so if you moved like up here, then that would just get Kit, and then the bad guys.
Maybe I can knock Kit out of it.
Oh no.
I know she's your friend, but she's kind of in a
She hasn't exactly been helpful.
yeah.
She's still under the spell
Yeah, she's
of
still
the guy. Nobody has broken her out of it. She can't help you if she's focused on trying to find the Heartstone.
Yeah.
And I can't do counterspell without spending a stress.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to use 2 stress and release chain lightning. Or I'm gonna move up to where I don't hit anybody else except for Kit, and then release chain lightning.
Alrighty, go ahead and roll your damage. And what do I have to roll? Because I think it's a reaction roll, right?
It is a reaction roll 14.
Okay, one of the little guys fails and 1 succeeds, and then the big guy succeeds, and Kit fails.
So on a failure, they take 14 points of magic damage.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. I said that Kit was like a low-level guardian, so she can take some damage too.
Nice.
You bring your chain lightning down. Do they take any damage if they succeed?
No, they don't. It doesn't say. It says on a failure, so I.
So that means probably not.
It's doing a weird thing on my end.
Okay. So you send down your chain lightning. The 2 little other graces, undead graces, are smoked. Kit is hit, but continues digging in the rubble.
God damn it.
While the other guy, the big guy, just stares at you. No reaction. shrugged it off.
Can I do one more
Tris-
thing before we start
Yes.
rolling things?
Go for it.
So I'm going to spend a stress and some beetles climb out of my bag and cover me, giving me resistance to the next damage I take.
Nice.
Nice.
Thanks.
Don't forget, he is vulnerable at the moment.
Cool. Me too. But not in the ways that he is.
Okay.
Are you gonna go up and attack now?
Yes. So
Smoosh.
Chris is gonna yell at Kit to help and leave whatever, leave what she's digging for alone, because we got bigger issues. And then I think part of it, because also I wanted to move up to, I think, not quite in melee, so by Kit within close range of. Would that be within close range of Grace?
That's within close range of Grace, and that's within very close of the figure that you've been fighting.
Cool. Okay. And yeah, it's kind of gonna shake her, essentially almost turn her around to face the big guy to be we've got bigger issues right now. And then is going to, I'm gonna spirit weapon attack it. Can I still do that at this range?
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna do that. I see, Maggie, do you want to double team, or was that for later?
That's for next round.
Bet. Okay. I'm going to attack the big guy with the spirit weapon.
You for it.
And then you said he's vulnerable. Does that mean I roll with advantage?
Yep, you have advantage.
Sick. That is, it's a good thing I'll let you guys all do that first.
And this is why.
Welcome to Blood Bowl.
Right.
I'm gonna add my last 2 prayer die to take that to a 22 to hit. That is with fear.
Okay, 22 hits.
Cool. And 3d10. And I can't do the thing that I wanted to do for Grace because it was with fear, but it's fine. No max damage this time. That is 12, 21, 29 points of magical damage to that guy.
Yeah, you throw your axe at them, and it swings through them and cuts through them, and you see the smoke start to billow out as its form disseminates. But your axe starts flying back to you way too fast. As I spend a stress to do Vengeful Fate. And you take 27 points of physical damage and are flung. An agility reaction roll to have it, and you're flung back to far range.
Hey, crit.
Nice.
Twos.
Great. You take half of 27, so you take 14 points of
Okay, that's.
physical damage.
I will mark a single hit point.
And the figure that you've seen in front of you just kind of turns to smoke, and you watch as the smoke begins moving.
Phase 2, let's go.
As if to leave. And
Oh hey, he's right by me again.
Phase 2 is called Flee.
No, the reason that he's by you is because he is moving to escape. However, Stoy has a thing called an opportunity attack. If you would like to take it in this moment,
Yes.
you can.
23.
Hits.
All right. Don't think I have my extra proficiency on this attack versus him
No.
since I didn't have the other. But Wow, we're all
Jeez.
10 so far, but I get to re-roll that too. So 6 more, 51 damage.
Yeah, how do you
Ah,
how do you want to do this? How do you kill this guy and how do you stop him from fleeing?
murder
Yeah, so
mushroom.
as he tries to run past the battle cat here, I'm gonna just jump on his back, dig the claws into his shoulders, and like the back legs are just ripping at his spine.
Yeah, he is. They are smoke right now, so you jump in, and the cat almost disappears into the smoke before you find the goo in the middle, and you guys just watch
gooey
as
center.
black ichor and blood just starts like flying as the smoke slowly dissipates to reveal Stoy in their cat form, just in a pile of black ichor that has spread across the ground.
Triss being right there, just
Yeah, you're just covered from the mess that he made.
amazing.
Oh, I'm sure I'm. Yeah.
Her like fire armor is like smoking where it landed.
The cat's like.
Amazing.
Worst furball ever.
Goo ball.
Oh my god.
Are the all the other things gone?
They've already been destroyed.
There's a second of like waiting for something else to happen.
Right?
Like watching the pile of goo just in case.
Sure, give me an instinct roll.
Yeah. That is 14 with hope.
Okay, you can take that hope. Yeah, it seems whatever you did has defeated this creature in the moment. However, you notice that very slowly, not quickly, but like as you kind of stare at it, the ichor like kind of like smokes and bubbles. And you're sure that in the short term that the danger has passed. However, this is some sort of high demon, which means that if they die here, they don't die forever.
Cool. This feels fitting. I tried to do a thing. Because you've let me do things with the things in my crown in the past, and I have one left. Take it out, and essentially is just gonna hold it in my hand, and like it's the last shard of the Heartstone in the crown. They're not supposed to be used this way, but she's been using them, using the power in them anyway. And is just gonna hold it in her hands and essentially charge it up. So I don't know, I guess like a roll, I'll spend hope to try and do this. But
Do you say anything or ask for help?
charge it, it's gonna charge it up and then essentially throw the glowing stone in the middle of the goop and just say purify.
Yeah, no, as you're doing, do you say anything to your group? Or do you just start pulling it out? Do you tell them anything about what you've noticed or seen, or?
I think I'll tell Astoy, step back. Let me finish it for good.
Stoy will move over here and do a shake, throwing goo everywhere.
Mm-hmm. So I like minimum. I was going to spend a hope to use Heart Guardian on this. If you want me to burn more resources because this is not exactly an ability that I have, let me know.
I haven't really decided what the effect will be, so it'll depend on how you roll. So, if you want to burn more resources to try and facilitate that.
Yeah, so it'll be a strength roll because that's my magic. I'll use the advantage I got from chat, and I'm spending a hope to add 3 for Heart Guardian.
Okay.
Ooh. Can you double up experience, like if I spend another point? Okay. Because this feels fitting, I'm also going to spend a hope to use, I don't use it as much, but Precision Strike.
You also have advantage.
Yes, I'm
She's
using
already
that.
using that.
Okay.
So I've got my roll, my strength roll, an advantage, and then +5 from the hope I spent with my experiences, which is Heart Guardian and Precision Strike.
As you have your hands over the beads, Kit comes up behind you and puts her hands over your hands. You will get another advantage, so you'll roll the 2d6 and take the higher.
Let's go.
Yeah, as she helps you.
Sick. Why do I swear to God my ability to crit when I do like it's literally every time I've used these stones I think I have crit.
Mm-hmm.
And I just do it for story more than anything, because that's double 9s. And then a 5 on advantage. And I guess I crit, it doesn't really matter, but I got a 5 on advantage and then it'd be +5 from the experiences. But
yeah, as you are holding this and you feel the hands of Kit over your hands and you're just charging it up, when your hands open up and Kit's hands open up, the piece of stone has like tripled in size and is glowing that bright red that you saw in your vision.
Mm-hmm.
As you throw it into the mass of black goo, slowly, at first it just sinks into the goo before the goo completely overtakes the top of it and you can't see it anymore and the glowing is gone and you have a moment of panic of like, shit, that didn't do anything, I just threw it away. Before you hear first this kind of sizzling, sucking sound, and the goo you watch from the corner slowly starts to move in as it is sucked into this gem, and you watch as the gem becomes visible again. It's now about like the size of like a, I don't know, like a softball, and it has this black smoke moving inside of it, and it rises up off the ground, and for a moment you want to reach out and like grab it, but then it just shoots away from you and launches and embeds itself, this softball-sized gem, in the back of the crystalline structure. And you get the idea that it will hold for a while, but if you really want to trap this creature again, you need to reform its cage.
okay. Well, that gives us enough time to loot all the fucking crates in the area.
I mean, you certainly can.
I'm going to use my pneumatic pack, because I haven't done that yet, and pull out a new cage for the demon.
That's funny. You're funny. You're a funny man.
I mean, it's just like a little bird cage that I've had stuffed in there. I don't know if it'll work.
I will say, if we can find the actual Heartstone from the get-go, its like main power has been a regenerative one, so we might be able to use it to regenerate the cage. We just gotta find that shit first. If
Well, there's all these crates. I guess we could look at them.
I think that happens, and Triss is like, nod, and then just is gonna like direct Kit towards the crates, and they're both just gonna start ripping them open.
Yeah, you guys start moving through the crates, and Nyx is on the other side also moving through the crates. And while like some of the crates have like money and some of them have like magic items like the prisms or things like that, the true treasure are these 2 crates that you find that are filled with artifacts. One of the crates you can recognize stored in there. There's like 6 items in there, and one of them is the Heartstone.
Nice. Triss reaches into a crate and pulls out a giant ruby like the size of knots.
But there's 6 items in this crate, and you can tell almost immediately, even though you don't know what they are, that they are of a similar stature in power or whatever to the Heartstone. However, 4 of them seem empty.
Ooh.
As if they had been drained too far to recover.
Yikes.
And so no longer holds the weight and magic that they used to. But the Heartstone is glowing. It's not glowing as bright as you remember, as if it's recovering, but it is glowing. Nyx very happily pulls out another item from the second crate that is also holding 6 items and says, "Good. I don't like to leave a job unfinished."
What is? Oh, story's returning to normal, by the way.
Oh, well, as long as you get what you needed, Nyx. I'm so glad for you.
I mean, that's why I'm here.
Cool. You got
What did he
it.
pull out? What's it look like?
Yeah, he pulls out what looks to be like an engraved gear of some kind. It's gold and it's got like runes etched into it. It does seem to be of a similar like deactivated nature as the majority of the items that were in the 2 crates. You guys would know, because you guys traveled as a group, that he was searching for an artifact that was stolen from a temple of the Wonder Maker.
Gotcha.
And that was why he was hired.
I bet those other things you guys could return them to whoever they belong to. They would probably give you some of that worthless gold stuff.
We could, or, just hear me out, we can figure out what they do, and then do stuff with what they do.
Most
Grace
likely,
is gonna go up. Oh, go for it.
I Triss just like shakes her head and goes, most likely they were taken from people that need them.
If they needed them, wouldn't they be here looking for them?
There probably are people out there looking for them. They just haven't found them. Of all the people that we sent out looking for the Heartstone, we, and she turns to Lexicon, are the only 2 that made it here.
Fine.
We should return these to where they belong.
Grace is gonna go up to Knots and just give her the biggest hug. And Knots is probably the only one that notices this, but Grace is crying.
I'll hug Grace back.
Do you need anything from me at the moment? I kind of want to have a sit down.
I think a rest would be good. I'm going to see if we can do anything about this thing's cage.
Well, I was thinking.
Sorry, go.
I was thinking once I get a little bit of a break, I could go try to see what was in that water. See if that was part of the prison.
Water?
Yeah, you guys found something in the water when you were going crazy.
That is true.
You probably don't remember knots.
Oh, I remember knots. That's me.
Grace is gonna step back and like look to Estoy. Do you want help?
Well, let me have a seat first, because that took a lot out of me.
Okay.
So I'm gonna.
turn.
Oh, good.
Go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have us sit down and do clarity in nature to drop some of the stress that I've got,
Good
since
plan.
I'm pretty much full.
I'm going to sit down with some paper and a charcoal and start writing down all the things and be like, okay, so I think we should come up with a realistic plan for this stuff. Kind of like Finders Keepers, but we'll give it a time limit. Like, they have a certain amount of time to reclaim their stuff. Otherwise, it becomes our property.
Are you talking about for everything or for the artifacts?
I mean, all of these things that aren't the Heartstone or whatever it is that Nyx was so hot and bothered to get.
Like I said, these are important items. I need to get the Heartstone back to my grove so that it will reinstate the balance of things. The rest of these need to go back to where they belong.
I will make sure that there is an effort made to find the correct place for them.
Well,
You
let's
promise.
figure that out after we get this prison straightened out.
I still like the
Agreed.
birdcage idea. Just saying.
Triss, do you want some help? Or do you want me to? Do you want me to take a look at stuff?
I will admit that I am inexperienced in the Heartstone's rituals. Typically, a person is taught them before they become the Heart Guardian, but I became the Guardian under far more stressful circumstances. I do know that the rituals involving the stone work better the more people involved. It's about connection.
I turn to Nyx. You want to help? That was a dumb question. I'm sorry. Can you help?
Yeah, is Nyx even still there? Or did Nyx just like leave?
No, Nyx is just kind of standing ominously looking at you guys like, I finished my job. I mean, he has to take it back, but is just kind of looking at you guys like...
I believe that anyone can help. The Heartstone produces its own magic, but
Look, if it means putting that thing away, I'll help, but you're gonna have to tell me what you want.
we'll have to connect. If we want to use the Heartstone, it's going to need some help. We'll have to connect to it spiritually and lend our own power to it and request that this thing be sealed away.
Is there nothing we can do to destroy it? Like, just seems like another temporary solution. You get another guy like this that wants the power and comes back and releases it after we're gone.
We know where it is now. I believe that, at the very least, the people of my grove would be willing to guard this place against people.
Yeah, it's
who
too
would
bad
use it
this
for
complex didn't
bad in
have
the
some kind
future.
of like defense mechanism set up to protect. Wait a minute.
That as well. But I think with people who would be willing to protect this, knowing where it is, we can keep it away for longer. Perhaps the people that you know, Estoy, would be willing to, seeing as the mountains are their home.
Yeah, I mean, there's that small village that hates us also outside the cave.
That's true.
I know Nyx wanted to be the mayor of it or something.
No, I have started the conversion process.
I'm gonna lick
To
my
my
palm
faith.
and
The conversion to my faith.
yeah, whatever. I'm gonna lick my palm and slap it on the heartstone, and my fireflies will like land there and like start like glowing. All right, we gotta juice this thing up. Let's do it.
Okay, this is going to be a group roll. It's going to be led by Triss. So that means everybody else is going to tell me how they are lending their essence or their will or whatever they're doing to this ritual. And how you roll will give a bonus or a detriment to Triss's roll.
I think Triss will, she's going to take the now jewelless circlet words off of her head and just sort of hook it onto her belt. And then it's going to sit down cross-legged in sort of a meditative stance. And will, like, essentially hold the Hearthstone as being the, like, essentially conduit for its power, I guess, in this point.
So, Knots, what are you doing?
I mean,
Said you licked your hand and
Yeah.
you put it. What else?
which
like,
then I have
what
to
are you-
redo it. Then I go over.
What are you
That happens
thinking?
first, and then Knots does that, because Triss was already holding it that way.
Yeah, go over, lick my hand. Gotta like grease up the connectivity there, and my fireflies, which are kind of like my connection with nature, land, and begin glowing, and we channel our essence into it.
Short,
And-
give me an instinct roll.
And it's gonna actually also include the almost end of my wild surge or wild thing. I have a bonus still. Instinct, you say?
Correct.
12 and 7 is 19, and 2 is 21, and 3 is 24.
Nice.
Great. 24.
Doesn't matter if it was
Okay.
fear or not.
Nope. Hope or fear does not matter for anybody except for Triss.
Excellent.
Grace, how are you contributing?
I want to try something. I would like to use telekinesis, but can I, since I've been a lot of places and I've probably heard a bunch of stories, would it be possible to use New Year's Day to like help put
You
Not
can
more-
spend a hope to add to your roll using New Year's Day. That is fine.
okay.
But what are you doing? What are you trying to use telekinesis for? What are you trying to add to this ritual?
I'm trying to strengthen the cage that we're about to create with like knowledge, essentially like using the knowledge I have of demons that I've heard from stories and like all my education, just channeling that into like helping create a better barrier.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a presence roll.
Hello, I can pick up dice. Damn it, that was almost a crit! 24 with hope.
Nice.
There's no hope or fear for
Okay.
you on this. Okay. Nyx is going to come over and isn't going to touch the Heartstone, but is going to put his hands on Triss's shoulders. And is basically just going to lend. Well, you said you were sitting down, so he
I'm 12
could.
feet tall.
Yeah, but he's also 6 feet tall, so it's more just like
Okay.
this versus like down. It's just like this. Like when you're sitting down, you're about the same height, so it's
That's fair.
you know. So he comes over, puts his hands on your shoulders, and just starts lending his power to you. That is. Oh, that's good. 25. Yeah, that's going to be 25.
Nice.
as they just start channeling their power into you. Astoy, what do you do?
Yeah, first I'm going to drink a major attune potion before I do this.
Sure.
I'm going to walk over and put my hand on the stone, and I'm going to spend a stress thinking about the dire Kavoon form that destroyed this creature in the end, and I'm going to offer it, like sacrifice the form forever to be a guardian for this creature in the gym.
Ooh, I like that. Go ahead and give me an instinct roll at advantage.
Okay. (20, 23, 28).
Great. And then Kit will come up and kneel directly opposite of you and put her hands on the side of it as she essentially is just going to mimic everything you do for the rest of this ritual, and is just going to add another presence of faith into the situation. All right. You are going to have a +9 to this roll.
Ooh, okay. All right, +9. I'm also going to spend my last hope on Heart Guardian again.
Great.
So it will now be a +12.
And Nyx is going to spend their last prayer dice, which will add another 4 to that.
Okay, so +16 with my strength modifier means whatever I roll, it will be +20.
Do it.
All right.
Come on, crit.
Not quite. But it's a good thing people.
What did you roll on the dice?
It is
Just the dice without the
dice on its own is a 10.
Okay, Nyx is going to use their reassurance. You can re-roll.
Thank you. Far better. On the dice is an 18.
Okay. So that's 38.
Yes.
Okay. As you sit here in this moment with the Heartstone, performing the ritual, everybody can just feel the presence of this warm breeze and this comforting magic that starts to pulse in the air around you. Almost of your out of your own volition, you stand up, and both you and Kit are still holding this stone together, and you guys move over to the mess of crystal shards on the ground, and like essentially plant the Heartstone into the middle of this crystal cascade, and you plant it there, and it's the two of you step back. There's still this small pulsing like tether of magic from the two of you connected to the Heartstone, as you guys all watch as the crystal starts to reform and fuse together, and the Heartstone lifts up as the crystal forms up and around it before the entire 60-foot, 40-foot wide crystal cage reforms, and the Heartstone is just kind of resting at about 8 feet high right in front of it, with still the two tethers of magic from Kit and Triss holding it in place. And you guys hear and feel this final shunk as everything kind of locks into place. And Triss, walks over, grabs the heartstone out of the air, and the magic dissipates in the room. With the crystal cage reformed. The DC was 35, by the way. So
I don't like how close that was.
Hey,
it's not easy. That's like an ancient magic cage to hold a high demon. That's not easy to do.
we got this. It's fine.
That means my Heart Guardian literally made the difference because that was a +3.
Nice.
And the reroll.
And the reroll. The reroll is what really made the difference, but like that's.
I had a thing that could have also helped if it was like super.
Yeah.
Not yeah.
Yeah, I think Triss will take the Heartstone, and just sort of like hold it and like turn back around to everyone else. And I imagine it's like pretty dull at this point, like not dead, but like it's gonna take a long time to truly recover. Kind of just like looks at everyone, not sure what to like say or do.
I think we should take a rest and get the hell out of here.
I agree.
As you say that, you can hear a dog barking, and Knots is already following the sound down the tunnel.
Yeah, that's my neighbor's dog.
I'm just trying to work it into the story.
Yeah. So that's where we're gonna leave off with our wonderful story, having recovered the Heartstone, having gotten revenge/vengeance for Jim, having resealed a high demon within the bowels of the Broken Spine. And I mean, who knows what further adventures await our companions, but that is where our story will end.
Thank you, Carly.
Thank you all.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for playing.
Thank
Thanks for playing this open beta with me.
Yeah, God.
This open
been
beta,
a-
what?
been an adventure.
What game are we playing? I forgot.
Castles and
Daggerheart.
That's right, Daggerheart, which comes out in 18 days. If you're watching live, head over to daggerheart.com, pre-order. If you're
Or
in
Demi
Australia,
Plane, they
you already
also
have
have
yours.
they have a digital pre-order on Demi
Nice.
Plane.
Excellent. Well, let's do a round of outros. Tell us who you are, who you played. If you want to tell us what your character's thinking, or a highlight from their adventure, or maybe where they're going next, that'd be awesome. Would we start with you, Ryan? Oh, well, I think maybe I'm Ryan, I do things, and I think Nyx is going to go and be more emo by himself. Cool. Maggie, how about you?
Hi, Maggie. I played Grace Halbert. And Grace is probably going to go with Triss back to her place so that she can go see Jim and tell him everything that happened. But then, and like spend like 2 weeks there, just like finally grieving. And then she's going to go reconnect with Knots and make sure Knots stays alive.
I mean, you're assuming there that Knots isn't just gonna follow you.
I was gonna say,
I don't know what you're talking about. Knots is obsessed with you. Knots gonna follow you wherever
Right.
you go for the rest of
That's
your
true.
life.
There would definitely be an invite from Triss for everybody to come back to the Genesis Grove with her.
I feel like if you want to reconnect with Knots, you're gonna have to lose her on purpose.
then she's going to turn to Knots one day and go, "You want to be my tour manager?"
Knots would say, "I have no idea what that means," and yes, I do.
All right. You're in charge of PR.
Okay.
So
Do I get a badge?
can I, with my magic, can I make one out of like dirt and stuff and make it look, or like I can find like a really shiny rock and like polish it up and be like, badge.
Right? This is amazing. And I'll put it in my hair. Nice.
Yeah, that's what Grace would do.
Who would you
Jason.
like? Oh, what's that?
Jason.
Jason.
Yeah, I played Court and I played Astoy and had a lot of fun. I appreciate it. It's been a great game, guys. As far as like what Astoy's thinking, I'm betting the compulsion is finally off of him. Like now the mission's done, he's not feeling as compelled, controlled anymore. You know, he's probably gonna take back to the mountains. You know, kind of finding a responsibility of these demons up here, like, you know, cleaning out, helping to clean out or keep an eye on the area.
Right? Who put these
Yeah.
demons here?
Especially if Trish's people are moving here.
Excellent. Where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can catch me here, or you can catch me on my channel with Glassjaws, where I play games.
Nice. Lauren?
Yeah. I'm Lauren. I played Triss. And as far as what she does next, I think, yeah, there would be the open invitation to everyone to come back to the Genesis Grove with her to restore the Heartstone to its proper place, which is this open-air temple at the base of the Mother Tree, which is this just massive, almost like tree that like encompasses just an insane amount of space. The roots alone like dwarf Triss. When you guys enter into the area like the grove and the area surrounding the Mother Tree, Triss is a normal size compared to everything else here. Everything is to scale to her. And even compared to her, the Mother Tree is massive.
Nice.
So the Heartstone is restored to its temple at the base of the Mother Tree, and she takes them to visit Jim's grave, which a strange burial process, but she leads you out of the temple and you actually start climbing the roots of the tree. And you reach a point in one of the wider roots, and she stops, and it takes you a second to realize what's there. But as you look at the bark and the surface of the root, you realize that the bark and the whorls of the wood form faces, and you see one that looks remarkably similar to Triss. And not far away, you see one that looks like Jim.
Nice.
He's buried with her family, her mother. And among many warriors and heartblades that have given their lives in protection of the Grove and her clan. Further on, I think she would keep in contact with Astoy especially, and try and build a connection between her clan and the giant clan that he was kind of adopted by, in sort of helping with the protection of that cage. And there would be a connection there, especially with the shard of the Heartstone that was left in the village. And I imagine that it may have given root to a smaller version of the same kind of tree that the Mother Tree is.
Nice.
What about Nats?
I feel like Knots obviously is going to follow Grace around, but she also is going to try to make sure that Nyx actually stays with the group, even though he has his own stuff, because not only does she want to pester him, but she wants to run some castles and centaurs for everyone, and since he knows the rules, she doesn't have to be the only one who knows the rules to play the game, so...
Wow. Hi, I'm Carly. As a GM of this game, I had a blast, and thank you for sticking with me as I also figured out how to run and play Daggerheart as well. I had a great time, and I can't wait for the official rules to come out and play some more and do some things, because I have ideas about all sorts of kinds of games, and I just won't play.
Nice.
But yeah, I had a blast playing with you guys, and thanks for joining me for the past year.
Yeah. Thank you all
God.
so much for being a part of
Really
this. Has it been that long? What?
Weird.
What's that?
I said weird.
So we're gonna raid out, but before we do that, I just want to say tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm checking this real quick because it's what I'm saying, but I just want 2 p.m. Eastern. We have we're kicking off Mental Health Awareness Month with a game of Rhine with GM Elliot Rose. Looking forward to that. Tune in, donate to get some of the fun things that are going to affect not only the game but the players, like talking a silly accent. And I don't know if they actually signed up to do the pie in the face one. We'll have to see. But that's going to be a ton of fun. And then throughout the month, there are various things. You can head over to our calendar to see all of the events that we have going on. Tune in, donate if you can, and if you can't, well, stop by and enjoy the game with us. We're going to raid out. Thank you all so much for being a part of this game. Thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure. We will see you next time. Bye, everybody.